Good morning, y'all. Question for you right off the bat. What is an ultimate ultimatum? Yeah, that's what the stupidest president in U.S. history says he told Iran in regards to the Iran-Israel war. And it's a war now, people. It's not a conflict, not a tussle. It's a war. This was after he had demanded that Iran surrender. Iran didn't listen. They're still fighting, still bombing each other. Iran and Israel, that is. ABC News is reporting that Trump has approved America's attack plans on Iran. He just hasn't decided one way or the other if we're going to enter the war. In my opinion, if he sends our troops, if he sends American troops to war in the Iran-Israel war, that will effectively end his presidency. Because his MAGA supporters in the government, his MAGA supporters, American citizens, American voters, they're split. In the government, you have Marjorie Taylor Greene and you have Steve Bannon, a big supporter of Trump. They don't want us to enter the war. Those who want us to enter, big one that pops into my mind, first one that is, Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina. 69-year-old white man. You need to go. South Carolina, I used to live there. Y'all can do better. Don't let him turn into another Mitch McConnell who's at the podium and just freezes. We need term limits on our representatives and senators. Now, something else Donnie Two Dolls is dealing with. He went to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. He's got a pesky little case he's appealing. It's a case that E. Jean Carroll won against him for defamation. Back in 2019, he denied that he ever sexually assaulted her in a Bergdorf Goodman dressing room. She went to court. She won $83.3 million. Well, he's appealing it. They're going to hear oral arguments on that next week on the 24th. But Mr. Grifter himself, he wanted DOJ attorneys, Department of Justice, U.S. federal government attorneys, to represent him in this appeal. Second Circuit Court said no. And I'm glad they did, because this is what he was arguing. This is why he wanted DOJ attorneys to represent him. He's saying when he supposedly defamed Miss Carroll, he was doing this as part of his presidential duties as president, his first time when he was 45. Court didn't fall for it, thankfully, because I'm going to tell you something. If they would have let DOJ represent him, next argument would have been, well, I have presidential immunity thanks to the Supreme Court. So therefore, you were saying that this happened, part of it happened while I was president. I'm immune to this. I don't owe her anything. Wipe out the debt. Court said no. Get your own attorneys. He also, Trump that is, also is appealing or tried to appeal another case that Miss Carroll had against him. This one she won $5 million. Second Circuit Court said no, we're not going to hear that. Basically, court is saying pay up or shut up. Show up and do oral arguments with your private attorneys. Kudos to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. Now, back to this Iran-Israel war. Again, I believe if he does this, if he sends our troops to war, that's going to effectively end his presidency. You see, I think it's ironic that he wants to send our troops to fight, because he calls veterans losers. Takes away their benefits and shit all the time. But now you need them and you want them to fight for you. We saw what happened in their former protest at the parade last week. Can you imagine what they're going to do on the battlefield? Can you imagine when they come home injured or dead and he's calling them losers? Now, know your history, people. Look up the New York City riot of 1863. That's the deadliest riot in U.S. history. That's right, deadliest riot. And that was over the draft. You see, back then, they were getting all the poor immigrants and poor people. They had to go to war. If you were wealthy and you could pay, I think it was $1,000, you didn't have to go to war. Hell, fast forward to 2025, some of us don't have $1,000 to pay nothing. If something breaks and it costs you $1,000, are you going to be able to pay it? Are you going to be able to pay your way out of going to war? Or your child's way or your grandchildren's way? Because that's what the wealthy are going to do. They're not going to go. Or maybe they'll just say, I have a toe injury, and they won't serve in the military. Yeah. Now, you MAGAs, you're split on this too. I really think it's going to be the last straw. One more thing. Why have we never seen Trump's tax returns? Because I thought just about every U.S. president before him has released them. And when he first ran for president, when he became 45, wasn't he bragging that I haven't paid taxes in 20 years? Prove it. Also, prove that you're a billionaire. You know, my sister said for years he's not wealthy. And I mean, he filed bankruptcy, about 3 times? Yeah, I don't think he's a billionaire either. That's why he's grifting. Now you got the $500 supposedly gold cell phone that his kids are selling. Yeah. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. And have a great day.